everyone, welcome to Motor Ahead. Indian manufacturers are doing such an awesome job with motorcycles these days that people like us can do so much more on daily basis. Hero Xpulse 200 4V is a perfect example of such motorcycles. Hero Xpulse 200 has been in the market for quite some time, but Hero recently launched the 4-valve edition and it does get few upgrades. So basically in this video, I'm just gonna talk about the new upgrades that this fantastic motorcycle gets. The first and obvious is the new color scheme and the graphics. Now the graphics are much more personality appropriate and bolder. The size of the oil cooler is bigger. Now the customers had a few complaints about the brightness of the headlamps and the switches on the handlebars. So Hero did listen to them. The brightness has increased to 21% and there are new switch gears, which is obviously much better. Now the most essential change and upgrade that this motorcycle gets is the 4-valve. 4-valve means we have 2 extra valves. 2 extra valves means smaller valves, lighter valves, and lighter valves means that there is more motion and more ease. The engine is more breathable now. Now since the valves are lighter, the stress on the power drain is much less and the engine durability is much more. So this is the most important upgrade. So now this produces an extra bhp and newton meter than the previous outgoing 200 Xpulse. Now the numbers are not as important as the performance on this motorcycle because the basic aim of getting this bike upgraded was the highway ride and city ride qualities, and this motorcycle can do off-roading like no other Indian bike can. Now the best part on this motorcycle was the chassis, the suspension and the tires, which Hero hasn't obviously touched. So it's a good thing that we have all the best parts of this motorcycle on it already. The suspension works great. The 21-inch alloy wheel in the front can obviously go over anything and everything. The rear wheel is 18 inches. It's a 90 section in the front and 120 section at the back, which means you can just take it anywhere, wherever you want it, on the road, off the road. Now this bike is a comfortable off-roader for sure. We all know about it. The position is very, very comfortable. You can sit on it for long rides. It's a lovely motorcycle to off-road. It has the clearance, balance, ease and the hardware to take on the rocks, gravel, grass and whatever may come on its way. In the front, it gets telescopic forks, 190mm travel, and at the rear it gets the monoshock. Though the bike has improved in the mid and higher rev range, the lower still works well on the trails. You can twist and turn in first gear without accelerating excessively. A fast trail or a slow rock crawl, the Xpulse can do anything and everything with so much ease. When it comes to braking as well, it's got pedal disc dial 276mm at the front and 220mm at the rear. So the strong points of Xpulse continue. The bike is so light, easy to turn around and balance. Seating is also upright, handlebars fall easily. It is just so comfortable, and every time you sit on a bike, you would want to go to an off-road track or get off the road and go do some trails. Now the engine sound and feels is very similar to the BS6 motor. There is obviously extra power and shorter gearing means there is so much improvement in the performance. Now the big question is, does it perform better than the outgoing Xpulse on the highways as well? I would say yes, it does, and so much so because this bike, I did not expect it to take it over 100 kilometers at so much ease. On the highways, the bike can easily touch 100, 110, but to stay there, it's gonna take a little effort. You have to ride this bike really hard, and that's where all the fun is. Although it won't be very comfortable for very, very long rides or touring, etc., because you have to make an effort after it touches 100, and the sound from the engine doesn't get any easier. It's advisable to wear your earplugs. Having said that, this bike is an absolute delight in cities because I remember I was at 100 in 5th gear and all of a sudden I had to brake. So at 60 I slowed down and I picked it up again in 5th gear, which was amazing without any hesitation from the gearbox or the engine, no noise, nothing at all, and I quickly caught up to 100. So that was very surprising. I was happy because I have not seen this kind of precision from any gearbox and shorter gearing in any of the Indian bikes so far. Now this bike is so much fun to ride and so easy to move around because it's lighter, it's 158 kgs. So obviously I would want to take it to the hills. although the fuel tank is 13 liter and it's not the best in the section, and very, very long rides could be a little discomfort because after 100 kilometers you have to stretch and ride hard. The average on this bike, the company claims, is 44 to 45 kilometers per liter, but on the speedometer I saw somewhere around 27 kilometers. But then again, this is a media ride and we people tend to ride it really hard to get the best possible performance out of the bike, so it depends on how you ride. So I won't talk a lot about the mileage, it's very dependent on your riding style. On the highways, when you cross over 110 kilometers per hour, you can feel very slight vibrations on the foot peg and the handlebar. I haven't felt it so much on the tank yet, but there are little vibrations, although it doesn't leave you tingling for a very long time after that. The Hero Xpulse 200 4-valve is also available with a rally kit. I can't begin to imagine how much fun that is going to be. This bike comes in 3 colors, 2 paint schemes of white and blue and black and blue, and then the red again. So that is something that you might choose as an upgrade on the motorcycle, but this is, as a stock bike as well, you can do a lot of things on this bike. Now, Hero Xpulse 200 4V is an all-rounder, I must say. You can do amazing city rides without any effort. The shorter gearing handles that. The highway rides are also much improved. It's much better. You can go up to 100, which is advisable. And the off-roading, I don't think there is a better Indian bike to do off-roading as much as this bike can. So I would say this is a win-win situation, especially when it is available at 1,30,000 rupees. So I really love this motorcycle. I think I can pick it up pretty soon.